What's up? And welcome into Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Thanks so much for downloading the podcast and checking us out on YouTube, youtube.com. Look for Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment to everything we do on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. We got plenty of content for you, from the Chicago Sky to the NBA playoffs to WrestleMania to everything else in between. We got it all for you. Just make sure that you subscribe. That way you miss nothing from Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood, with the plethora of guests and all the people that we have here that's on Under the Hood. Today is LA versus Space Day, and we're presented by, yes, the fine folks at Alexander James Whiskey. That's right, folks. It's on the bottom of the screen there. AlexanderJamesWhiskey.com is where you go. It is the official whiskey of Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. We want you to make sure you support Alexander James Whiskey because they support us. And by the way, with the NFL draft right around the corner, NBA playoffs, anything else that you love as far as baseball, sports, entertainment, make sure that you have a little sip of this. Alexander James Whiskey is where you go. This in stores everywhere, 49 states around this fine country of ours. I think Utah is the only one that's not doing it. But you know what? The other 49 states, they got you. AlexanderJamesWhiskey.com. LA versus Space Day. It is a big day always when the guys are with us. LA versus Space right here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Boom. There it is right there. And here are the guys. It's Space. It's LA with us here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Gentlemen, how's everything?
Everything's
What's
great,
going on,
man.
my brothers? How are you all today, man? Today's a good day. Today is a good day.
Tell me about it. Every time we get to link up, come up here and do our thing, it's a great day, you know?
Yeah,
Feeling
it
good
is.
this
It
morning.
absolutely is. I'm 100% with you, brother.
Well,
Facts.
we keep this show going because now we know it's warm. You guys like to run the streets, so we'd like to keep you inside for a while and not be part of that flash mob downtown.
I'm not for the street. I'm not for the streets, man. I
Oh
don't go
no!
outside. I'm not for the streets.
We make sure that you stay inside, at least for this show.
I know, right?
As always, we have 4 topics on the board, maybe even a bonus question as well. And the guys have 5 minutes to be able to debate or discuss said topic. It's interesting. You know what? Let's start here because we're still wondering what the situation is going on with the Chicago Bulls as far as their head coach. Will Billy Donovan still remain as head coach? But we do know from the last time we were together, we know that there's been a firing. No more Arturas Karnisovas, no more Mark Eversley. So our first question today on LA versus Space, where do the Bulls go from here? LA, 5 minutes on the clock. You start. Go ahead.
First and foremost, I don't ever like to see anyone lose their jobs, but these guys will be well compensated for the duration of their contract unless they get another job, which I highly doubt. You saw last night a very reason why they were let go. The kid from the Portland Trail Blazers put up 41 points in his, well, not even a playoff debut, and his stats won't even count because the playing games don't count as statistical games, which is
Exactly.
stupid. And they drafted Patrick Williams, spot ahead. Well, my buddies don't call him P. Will; they call him P. Won't. They drafted P. Won't a pick ahead of him, and last night this guy's putting up 41 points in a game that doesn't count statistically, and we're stuck with a guy who is no good thus far in his career. I don't know if that's him. I don't know if it's the lack of development by the coaching staff. I don't know whether or not, whatever it is, but he's just been right now an abject failure. The Bulls need to clean house. You can't be having people fail upstairs like they did with John Paxson. They relieved him of his duties, but they sent him upstairs to become an executive. And now you fired the general manager and the president, but you kept the coach, which means that you're going to bring in some guy to be the general manager and president and straddle him with a coach that wasn't of his choosing. Where they do that at? That's just the dumbest ass backwards thing you could ever do in life. You hire good, competent people and you get out of their way. The owner hires a president and gets out of his way as he hires a general manager, and he gets out of his way and lets him pick players, who hires a coach, and he gets out of his way and lets him coach the team. That's the way things are supposed to go in life. The Bulls have been hustling backwards for 20 plus years, people. And it all goes to one spot, and that's the ownership. It falls at the feet of. If you watch the press conference of Michael Reinsdorf the other day, he sounded like a hybrid of his dad, Jerry, and John Paxson. Nothing has changed. They're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. And until this team gets new ownership, this will be the same hamster wheel that we as Bull fans will continue to tread on daily, weekly, yearly. It will be the same old thing as long as those turnstiles and those seats get filled at the United Center. We will keep getting fed the same old bullshit every single season, and I'm tired of it. The Chicago deserves better than that. The Bulls have led the league in attendance since the Jordan era, and this is the product that we put on the floor every single night. It ain't good enough, and it's time that the fans start not showing up. You can't. These people know you got to do better, but then again, fans not showing up has never worked for the baseball team that he owns because that's still garbage as well. And I don't know where the hell the Bulls go, but I know they need to completely clean house. They need to completely start over. They need a complete do-over. They need to get things right.
That's a fact, LA. That there's no way you can run the organization the way we are running it and expect success. That's the example of retardation. You know what I'm saying? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I don't know how do you expect to hire the top of the line, which is a shout out to the Bears. What they did, they went out and got the top of the line. How do you expect to get someone who's going to revamp your whole program, but you tell them, but you got to be willing to keep Billy Donovan? That's asinine. That makes no sense. Let them get in here and do what they're supposed to do. Now, shout out to the Bulls who did get another first-round pick in this whole ordeal with Portland advancing. You know, they got
no thanks to them. Just
no, right? no thanks. But yeah, they did get something for Portland's success. But everything that you're seeing when it comes to the Bulls, you have no clue of the direction they're going to. Kobe White just hit a couple bangers yesterday. You know, he just came up there and he showed out. You know, they sitting Con Knipple on the bench. But yeah, we had Kobe White and he needed to go. Ayo, he's about to be playing in the playoffs. He could have stayed. What direction is the Bulls going in? You're claiming now a rebuild, but do we have confidence that you're going to get it right? That's the biggest problem of it all. You know, you hired the right person.
Rebuild, you've never built.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We've been in a rebuild since Derrick Rose. Since D. Rose left, we've been trying to get it together. It could have gotten together when we had Lonzo, when we got all those, when we first got Vooch, but then, you know, people got hurt and it messed everything up. But you should have been clean house early enough instead of doing the same thing over and over, repeating the same cycle. As long as we make it to the play-in game, they were happy. I'm glad you chose some type of lane. You got rid of some of this weight off the books. Now, hire the right person. But it starts upstairs. You can't say, come in, reshape my program. But, you got to be happy with Billy Donovan. You can't do that.
No.
Whatever the Reinsdorf's got to do, y'all got to change up there mentally. But get it together, because this product that you're giving to Chicago, which is one of the most storied franchises in all of sports, you're giving us a bad name. You're giving us a product that we don't even want to come out and see. Real diehard Bulls fans, I heard somebody say a boycott. we're in a boycott.
A boycott. I like it.
You know,
I
heard that before.
I can grow.
We're not even coming to the games. We're not even trying to watch the games like that.
You write that down.
Man.
See if I can get this put on some T-shirts or something.
I know,
so
right?
I'm outside the United Center.
We got to do something, man. I don't know where the Bulls go, but we got to pick a lane and we got to do something. That's a fact. Bottom line.
I guess one of the questions I would have is, like, what's going through Billy Donovan's mind? Because if I'm Billy Donovan, I'm looking for a new opportunity to coach or either take some time off, because the way this looks, it looks like you starting from the bottom because you don't really have any like cornerstone. So if I'm Billy, I'm looking at the Orlando job or some other jobs in which I think I can get in the playoffs and make some noise. Billy at best is a B2C coach. Billy didn't come here to coach young guys and start from the bottom. The Bulls are destined to be Utah or Washington at this point. Even with 2 draft picks and $65 million of cap space, if you don't have the right GM in place and if you don't have players, you can't win no matter what you got.
Yeah.
And another thing, I believe that Billy Donovan utilized his leverage, threatening to take the job at University of North Carolina to help SU AK and out of the door and Eversley out of the door. And once that job got filled, all of a sudden Mike Malone took the job at UNC, and then later that same day, all of a sudden the Bulls are firing their general manager and coach. I believe that Billy Donovan utilized that as leverage that he had over those guys because he wants to be able to pick the ingredients so he can cook, so to speak. But so far, so good. He's just got a little fast food. He doesn't even have a fast food restaurant. This dude has a taco stand. And right now, nobody's buying that greasy stuff.
Food truck?
It's got to get better. A stand. He doesn't even have a food truck. It's a stand. He wheels it out there with some crates and an old jewel shopping cart.
Hot dogs. Get your hot dogs.
So it's the little bell that you see, right? Just moving around a little ding, 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 ding. Is that what it is?
Bingo.
Okay.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Cream, man.
Not good enough.
All right, we move to our next topic here. And guys, our next topic is for the ladies. Yes, the ladies. How about that?
Come on with it, Skylar.
Calm down, for God's sakes. Your wife's upstairs. So the question is, what do you think of the new look Chicago Sky? A complete 180 or 360? Space, will start with you.
Let me say this. I was pissed off. First, when I heard y'all got rid of my girl Angel. Y'all, the only thing Angel has been asking for, besides the players getting more money, is more talent. She's been screaming out, no shots to her teammates, no shots. But she's been asking for a little bit more help over there. Not to say she's A'ja Wilson. She's not that. But Angel got, she's got a little bit of a bag once she get in her mode. And then you get rid of Angel. What are you doing here? All Chicago was in an uproar. But then you completely and you get my girl Skylar Diggins, 7-time All-Star. You got Skylar. Not only did you get Skylar, you got Rakia Jackson. I think that girl's a baller. I think that girl can shoot the three. She can run the offense for you. You picked up also what's my girl name? Where she's at? You picked up, just a bevy of
Dejanay Carrington.
That's what I'm looking for. Oh my goodness.
And Azura Stevenson.
Now we bring in Azura back, but Dejanay Carrington, she's another stud, another baller who can stretch a wing, nice wing, nice defender. You went out and got some talent. Not to mention, real quickly, shout out UCLA. UCLA came and did something that never been done. Y'all got 5 people to go in the top 15. We drafted the young girl, the power forward from UCLA. I'm expecting big things from her.
Jaquez.
So you can see something. We got a new coach. You're building something here in Chicago. Can you put it all together? I'm hoping you could put it together, but I will say I got faith in the Sky. You're doing better than the Bulls. Let me say that. You're in a way better situation than the Bulls. You did restore the fans' hope. So now you just got to go out there, put it all together, and let's see what the product does. But yes, I think the Sky did a complete 360 when it comes to rebuilding that team.
Well, I'm going to say they did a 180 because you did 360. You're back in the same spot. What the Chicago Sky do? First of all, it's unbelievable that the Chicago Sky can trade away one of their most visually pleasing aesthetic player in Angel Reese, and the team gets much better looking. It's unbelievable. But besides that, all the Chicago Sky did was prove everything that Angel Reese stated about the squad, that the team needed to be better, that they needed to get better players in the building. And she needed a point guard. They didn't get one. They had Courtney Vandersloot, who's a Hall of Fame career, great player, got hurt. They didn't replace her. They had Haley Van Lith, who was marginal player, maybe a borderline WNBA player. So they replaced her with a like you said, a multi-time All-Star in Skylar Diggins. Then you go and get a Dejanay Carrington. You could bring Azura Stevenson back. You trade for Rickea Jackson, who I believe that will be a WNBA All-Star one day. They pretty much did all of the things that she was asking them to do while she was here. Kudos to Angel. She's in a better situation now. I think the Sky had better make the playoffs this year. I think they should. I think their attendance will go up simply because they're winning. Not because Angel Reese. She's in a great situation. She's in a great city. The tickets are selling out in Atlanta now. Her jersey sold out within hours after her arriving in Atlanta. But she's in a better situation for herself now. Yes, the Sky are headed in the right direction. They're 180 degrees away from where they were the last couple of seasons. But they would have been that same thing if they would have made these same moves and kept Angel Reese.
Come on.
They decided not to. I don't know the reasons why. You hear whispers and rumors that may or may not have been put out by the management of the team about her teammates having problems with her. That you hear that from nowhere else, but the reporters they're there every day. They've never said anything like that. She never requested the trade, but they got rid of her. They signed a bevy of players. They drafted a player who looks to be a good player in Gabriela Jaquez, and the Sky are on their way. Out of the 40 games they play this season, the Sky should win 25, maybe 25 and 15, 23 and 17, something like that, and be a playoff team. That anything else would be a disappointment.
That's a fact, and I wouldn't say it's win or bust for them. Either you got to give them a year. Got to give them a year to get it together. You got a new head coach.
No, not in the WNBA.
You got a brand new head coach in here.
I don't care.
The whole
Talent wins.
I hear the talent thing. I hear what you're saying, but even still, you're bringing all four ladies that we mentioned are starters. You're bringing a whole group of ladies together who've never played together, who've got to learn a different system, got to, just a whole bag of everything that goes into coming to somewhere new, especially Chicago. You got big expectations. Yes, you do have to win games. Yes, you do need to make the playoffs. That's a fact. But I'll give you 2 years before you need to actually not just make a playoff run, but a long playoff run. I mean, championship.
Yeah, the Sky are no longer a poverty franchise. And shout out to the rich get richer as the Las Vegas Aces signed former Sky sharpshooter Kennedy Carter. Good for her. I hope she makes this chance that she's been given this time.
Well, I am certainly
don't swing on Angel Wilson. Don't swing on Angel Wilson.
LA, I'm certainly back. I had to go deep into the drawer to find the shirt, but yeah, I am back because I was going to give it to Goodwill because I'm like, hey, Angel Reese is out. That means that you're trying to seriously win. So I was going to give it away, but then I had to dig deep into the drawers. Like, oh, let me put out. So I'm got the Sky shirt on. But here's the thing. You guys make great points. You put your shirt down, so let's give her 500, and then we can boast the South Side. I would say this. I agree with both of you guys when you talk about how you've gone from where you were with Cardoso and with Reese, and not enough talent around to being able to make all these different moves and also have high draft picks for the future.
Yes,
I just have this PTSD with the Sky when they get rid of stars, right? We saw several stars here, and then they went someplace else. The Sky is not a very well-run franchise. It's not.
No.
However, I will give the offseason. Yeah, I'll give the offseason a lot of credit. Let's just put it this way. So you're a team that plays at the Wintrust Arena, but your new practice facility is going to be in Bedford Park.
It makes no sense.
Ford City.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
I mean, listen, I can understand if it's a bustling area where it's growing and stuff. The blue collar of Ford City, of Bedford Park, they can't go to Ford City Mall. That's closed. It's closing. So I just think that's. But hopefully that the talent will overcome the nonsense in that front office. One thing about Angel Reese while she was here, for someone who I believe is going to be a superstar in this league, for them not to roll the red carpet and be able to do right by her, like other stars that have been on this team, shows you that you're far behind everybody else in the WNBA, even though you're in a major market like Chicago.
That's a fact. They did Angel so bogus. I mean, there was no publicity. She went into a room being welcomed by nothing but reporters. That's all she had. There was no fans. We didn't know about anything. I hope they learn how to roll out the red carpet for these studs. You got Skylar, who's just a straight dog. She's going to give you 20 and about 3, 4, 5 assists. You got to Rakia Jackson, who's going to be a bucket. You have to give them the treatment, the star treatment. Let the people know. I went to Sky games before, and pulling up to the stadium, my kids like, where are we? What's going on? What's happening? There's no signs. There's no publicity. No pictures outside of the stadium, so you can see the ladies and things like that. You got to bring some excitement to the game. Let people know that the Sky is here, man. So whoever's running their marketing team got to do a better job.
LA.
Well, I was worried for them because they have a game scheduled at the United Center, and they weren't going to have to open up the upper bowl. Hell, they may not have been able to see people on one end of the floor, but now they should be able to, if they win some games, they should be able to get a decent crowd at the United Center. And Hood, back to your point, building their practice facility, there's lots of vacant land over on State Street, not very far from that arena, that they could have built a practice facility.
I agree.
But hey, what do I know?
That is correct. Don't forget, we are brought to you by fantastic. Sorry again, Space. You're in the way. The official whiskey of Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. It is Alexander James Whiskey. Make sure you go to alexanderjameswhiskey.com for the best in the official whiskey of Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Okay, guys, would you like to go basketball or football next?
Let's go football. We talked a little basketball. We can get back to basketball later.
Oh, okay. So let's talk football. So let's ask the question about this one here. What do you think of the story of a former now reporter from The Athletic, Diana Russini, and the Patriots head coach, Mike Vrabel? For those that are not privy to the story, Diana Russini was at Red Rocks in Sedona, Arizona, with Mike Vrabel, the head coach for the Patriots. It was a picture that was shown from the New York Post. TMZ said no. Also, Barstool said no. And so the New York Post had the pictures of a bikini-clad Diana Russini with Mike Vrabel. They were interlocking their fingers, and they were spending time with one another. And Russini resigned on social media, let everyone know that she was no longer going to be part of The Athletic. So, LA, you start first. What do you think of this story? Russini leaving The Athletic and Mike Vrabel still the head coach of the Patriots. 5 minutes.
First and foremost, it's none of my business what people decide to do in their personal life. If those two found a liking to one another, even though they're both married, that's something that each of one of them has to deal with in their homes. It's none of my business. I'm not going to cast aspersions on anyone for doing whatever, that whatever it is that they do in their personal lives. I even saw online people were saying, well, and I despise the whataboutism crowd. Well, what's going to happen to Mike Vrabel? You see what they did in Boston to Ime Udoka when he was messing around with the woman that worked for the Celtics. There's your key.
There you go.
That woman worked for the Celtics.
Yes.
She was an employee. There are clauses in their contract stating that this type of intermingling cannot take place. Russini works for an organization over here. Vrabel works for an organization over here. What they decide to do in their personal lives, his job has no say-so over that, unless there's a clause in his contract. Her job has no say-so over that, unless it says so in her contract. And I do not believe that she should have had to step down from her position with The Athletic. I believe she should have stayed with it, but unfortunately, she would have had to become. It would have become a distraction. People would have questioned everything that she did, every locker room that she went into, everywhere that it went. She would have became part of the story. So I get why she did what she did. But the one thing I know about this nation that we live in a voyeuristic society, and we love to build people up, to break them down,
yes,
to one day go on their redemption tour and tell the story of how she's back. She made it back. I hate that she's going through this, but she has to list with the decisions that she's made, and where there's smoke, there's fire. if it was truly an innocent encounter and you were just there, happened to be there, laying there with this guy on the beach, whatever, yeah, come out, say nothing was going on, and keep your job. But for the fact that she just quit her job or was forced out, we don't know. That tells me that there's something to this story. And it doesn't help that, some of the things that she said online about her husband and her marriage, and that she didn't help. She does not help in her cause at all. She needs to take some time away. And I believe that's probably the best thing for her right now. But I would have advised her, no, don't quit your job unless she just did not want to deal with the scrutiny. I just think it's unfortunate that people are all up in other people's business. It ain't none of mine. It ain't none of yours. It's between the Rossini household and the Vrabel household. And that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I echo your sentiment, especially I felt she should have kept her job. I understand leaving. I thought she did great work. If Diana Rossini puts out a message, if she puts out a story, you can bank on it. You can say, okay, it's happening. She was a great source. I liked her work. How did y'all get those? Who was taking the pictures? Who is the whistleblower that let people know where they was going to be at, when they was going to be there? Wait, shout out to your marketing team. Oh, the marketing team is doing their thing with that picture. Do you see that? Put that back up, Hook.
Super AI. Super AI.
What? Marketing team is doing their thing.
Got heart.
I'm trying to tell you. But
my initials are JH. Go
ahead. But when it comes to how did y'all know where they were going to be? Was it a random act? I don't think it was random. I think they were set up, if I'm going to be honest. I think someone leaked the information that they were going to be there, and somehow whoever went there and caught them. Even still, your personal life is your personal life, as long as it doesn't affect you on the field when it comes to Mike Vrabel, and respect your job when it comes to Diana. I felt she should have kept her job. It sucks for the families, both families that's part of this, but you guys got to move differently, man. You got to this story right here is going to be one of two things. Like you said, LA, we're either going to come back in years and say, oh man, she overcame it. A lot of people had scandals. Cole had a scandal that we talking about a player, but he had a scandal. But Cole came and put all that on the rug. You can't even mention it. He came out stronger and better than ever. Diana can do. Go ahead.
Tiger Woods. Oh wait, my bad. No,
he's still on it. He's still on it. I think when it comes to Diana, I heard this somewhere, but somebody said she needs to find somebody and actually be their personal reporter. And I thought that was like good advice. She needs to go to the games here and just be on point when it comes to such and such is doing this, such and such scored a basket. Oh, he's looking great today. She needs to go and just kind of feed her energy into one person just to build some traction again, some positive traction, and give it a little bit of time, and then she'll be back good to go. People will forget about what happened. But when it comes to her job, when it comes to what the work that she did, I don't think she should have been fired. I don't think she should have quit. I felt that your personal life is different from your work life. It just sucks. I'll tell you that.
One last thing: women in the public sector, they're viewed a little bit more harshly when something like this comes out too. They're judged a little bit differently, and there are a whole bunch of men that enter these locker rooms have done some things too. And our girl, shout out to our girl Jamel Hill, who spoke on that. If this was a male who was caught up with something like this, it'd go a little differently. And Diana Rossini, hey, God bless you in your union and in your life, and you'll be back somewhere. I know that you will. And but move differently, baby girl. You can't be out in public. Move differently. Not that I have any experience doing anything like that, but move differently. You can't just be out all in the open like that. Come on now. What's wrong with you?
Always remember, with older age, you start to forget stuff. As this portion is brought to you by Prevagen. Seemingly, you guys have forgotten when you were younger. It's interesting, your perspective, you guys, because if I'm not mistaken, I saw two people in that picture, and that's Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. Mm-hmm. So Space asks a very good question, and that is, so what made someone be able to go into a private place? It is private, $2,000 a day to be in Sedona, Arizona, at the resort that they were in. Who decided to take a picture, and what were they looking for? Was it something to set up Vrabel, or is it something to set up Rossini? So I think that's question number one. And again, we don't have the answer to it, but there's a reason why a picture was taken. Again, there's two people in that picture. The other one is Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, as a head coach, also has the responsibility of not being shown or not hanging out with reporters that have bikinis on. Because if I'm Robert Kraft, of all people, the owner of the Patriots, I'm asking the question, so what are you telling Diana about our organization? Because she seems to have some insight on the organization. So why would you be talking to her in that forum and giving her information? I just know that the last time we saw her on, she was talking about the possibility of A.J. Brown coming to the Patriots. Maybe she got that from the Eagles. Maybe she got that from Mike Vrabel. So that's one thing. The other thing is, well, I mean, anything, it's all on the table. It's all on the picture, so it's all on the table. So that's one thing. I just think that it's a 50-50 thing for us to analyze. Why would the head coach spend time with Diana Rossini? As guys, all of us are like, well, Diana Rossini, she looks good in a bikini. It's all right, man. Do what you got to do. No, it's typical of head coaches, not all, but some, that tell players you got to be on time, you got to be responsible, and you got to make sure that you stay out of the newspapers, get out of the media spotlight. But yet some coaches do what the hell they want to do too. And they're undisciplined. They preach discipline, but also undisciplined too. They want players to be like God and make sure that everything's great and there's never a problem. But then look at Mike Vrabel. From Diana Rossini's standpoint, there's no way that she should be in a bikini, whether she's with friends or by herself, with Mike Vrabel, interlocking fingers and spending time with Mike Vrabel right there. They thought it was a private moment, but there's a reason why that camera was out there. It was for one or both. I don't know which one, but either way, on both sides, it was irresponsibility to be in that setting, thinking that it's private. People think that you guys are having sex.
That's a fact. And
I believe it's one of two things. I believe it's one of two things. So either it was a like you said, it was set up, or it was just a photo of opportunity, because there could be other people who were staying there who recognized them and realized that the TMZs of the world pay a pretty penny for a salacious photograph like that. And they saw it as an opportunity to make some money. That's option B, but more than likely is option A. They were set up.
But to your point, honey, you said Mike Vrabel. What's going to be the consequence for him? What's going to happen? You're the leader of men. You have a locker room full of players that, like you said, you have to set an example. You have to tell them, hey, man, this is how you behave. This is how you move. What's going to be your consequence for this story breaking out? The season's coming up. All this is NFL is right around the corner. There is not going to be a single penalty when it comes to Mike Vrabel. You're going to get a slap on the wrist. And it should have been the same for Diana, in my opinion, but hey, he just took him to the Super Bowl. He just one game away from.
Well, how much is his total compensation on his contract with the Patriots? He's going to receive a penalty if his wife leaves. You're going to take half of it with him. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, his wife, his kids. That's a tough spot. But in the court of public opinion, what will happen is that it is a slap on the wrist and a pat on the back. Diana Rossini, very good. Even though that's irresponsible on his part too, right? But Agent of Orchids, Robert Kraft, who spent some time there at the place there in Florida, there won't be a firing or suspension. No, it won't be.
You want happy ending? You want happy ending?
Exactly right. Nothing will happen there.
Probably not. Probably not.
You see what Vernon
as long as they keep winning games, nothing will happen. Nothing.
Leave your comments, by the way, as we continue on with LA versus Space. You see what Vernon had to say. You see what he said there? So
that's a fact.
At the point that you may as well smash.
At that point,
you're going to get blamed anyway.
Yeah, you may as well. Well, again,
Why
It
not?
is, man. I just know, but the reporting and even your conversation leans toward what her future is. She's not out of the business. I can see her at Barstool. I can see her at Meadowlark with Lebertard or Stugatz on Fox Radio. She has opportunities, but she's got to go overcome this more so than Vrabel has to overcome it. She has to overcome it because she's a female reporter. Now, let's do this. Let's have a male reporter that's shirtless, that's up there interlocking fingers with Vrabel. Will we say that reporter's out of line, or will we say something's weird about that?
Let's have him interlocking fingers with someone in the WNBA. Let's not have him interlocking fingers with Mike Vrabel. Let's go the other route. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
It's a
not
real.
That there's anything wrong with that.
No, it's a real question though, isn't it? Real question.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Because
no,
hey, listen, Dude Reporters hangs out with coaches and GMs all the time. What if it's like, hey, you know what? Here's what I need to do. Look, I need to get some sun. Why don't you come upstairs with me? Just hang out and we could just talk about whatever. Hey, no problem. Could you just imagine Adam Schefter shirtless up there, getting the tan, getting his sun in with Mike Vrabel?
It would be a non-story. No one would care. No one would care.
Wait.
No one would care.
If you were there caught, just chilling together, that's one thing. You share a passionate hug with Adam Schefter and Mike Vrabel, like the hug that they got a picture of. He's out of here. He's out of here. I don't think Kraft is going for that.
I don't think it would reach these proportions though. It would. I mean, you said passionate hug, yeah. If you just give him a bro hug, all right, man, thanks for the interview job, blah blah blah. No story at all. But like you said, a passionate hug, there would be an uproar. And I could see Diana Rossini sitting down with Gayle King with a microphone near you in the next couple of 3 months. It's going to happen.
Will Oprah get that interview under the oak tree on OWN? Will she be under that oak tree talking about her life? She's not done with football or with media.
No,
that's for sure.
No, she's too young. She's too young and too talented.
Too talented, yes, sir.
And another topic we have here is about NBA predictions because we are here for the NBA playoffs. And so, gentlemen, what are your NBA predictions? Space, you start first.
Just to come out flat with it, my prediction is Boston and the Spurs in the finals. Shout out to the San Antonio Spurs. These guys have something that has never been 10 people to average 10 points. I think Matt Barnes is like Harrison Barnes. He's like 0.3 away from 10, 10 points a game. He's like 9.3. He's right there. You got 10 people averaging 10 points a game. That's insane. That's great coaching. First off, pop for one of the greatest coaches of all time in the NBA to leave, and then you come and you carry the mantle, and you have that much cohesion between your players, ball movement, just unselfish play. Shout out to the San Antonio. Now that's how you run an organization. What do you say? That's how you do it. From now on, that's how you do it. I wish the Bulls could sit down with whoever Spurs and just have a conversation, man. Y'all need to sit here and see how you do it. This is how you run an organization. So shout out to the Spurs, and then even OKC, how they run an organization. It's just great to be part of a fan base like that, man. You putting out a product for the fans. But back to what we're talking about, and then you go to Boston. When it comes out to the East, getting Tatum back, y'all sealed the deal right there, man. Y'all just told Boston y'all the best in the East. I couldn't believe he came back, but then not just to come back, but come back to the same form that you left. I mean, you're average getting 8 rebounds a game, 20 points a game, 4 or 5 assists. Boston is just stacked, and Jaylen Brown took a step to where that's my MVP. I get Wemby, I get what he's saying, and Wemby missed too many games for me. Every game, he put this team on his back without Tatum, and everybody thought this was you got to buy a year. We're just going to skip it. He said no. I'm the man. I can do this. So shout out to Jaylen Brown. Shout out to the Celtics. I got the Celtics and I got the Spurs in the finals.
I am going to also go with the Boston Celtics coming out of the Eastern Conference for the very reasons that you named. Jaylen Brown did have an MVP caliber season, and them receiving basically an MVP caliber player return from injury just in time for the playoffs. They're going to be tough to beat in the Eastern Conference. But I'm going to go with experience in the Western Conference. It's one thing to beat up on a team during the regular season. I believe in the 1989 season, the Cleveland Cavaliers smoked the Bulls 6-0. There were only 24 teams in the leagues back then, and you played everyone in your conference 6 times. And the Cavs, they were dubbed the team of the 90s. The Brad Daugherty, Hot Rod Williams, Larry Nance, Ron Harper, Mark Price, Cleveland Cavaliers. The Bulls couldn't beat them. Not one game did they win against them. 6-0 in the regular season in the 1988-89 season. And that was the season that Jordan hit the shot to eliminate them in Richfield Coliseum, 101-100. And I believe that the Oklahoma City Thunder will do the same thing to the Spurs this season in the playoffs. Yeah, they beat up on the Thunder during the regular season, but the regular season ain't the playoffs, and the playoffs ain't the regular season, and experience matters. And this is not the regular season where you have guys who load manage. No, your stars got to be out there. Wemby has to be out there all day, and he's playing at an otherworldly level. But at the same time, we've seen guys score 24 and 10 before. Oh, yeah. We need to see this man elevate his game when the stakes matter most. Like I said earlier during our pregame, you make your name during the regular season, but you make your fame during the playoffs. We've seen you do it in the regular season, and he probably would be my selection for most valuable player in this league because that team was a middling team until he got there, and now they go to they went close to 60 games, 58 games, 59 games this season. That's a heck of a jump. And yeah, we can say that the Bulls beat the bottom themselves after their franchise, but the Spurs had the number 1 pick in the draft twice.
Yeah,
and they had 2 transcendent players. The Bulls have not had that luck at all. And they had it once. And they got Derrick Rose, and he was a generational player. He just didn't stay healthy. And the Bulls, maybe the ping pong balls fall their way this year, but I don't see that type of player in the draft for them this year. And the way out of your doldrums, the way to become relevant again is by having a transcendent player on your roster. The Bulls don't have that. But like I said before, I'm going with the Thunder out of the West and the Celtics of Boston out of the East and for my finals. And I don't know who I'm going to pick to win it all yet. Let's get to it. We'll talk about that when we get to the finals. But right now I have those two meeting up.
I
like it.
And I tell you this, you mentioned, we talked about Wemby. Big Ticket said something so key. If Wemby can get that dog in him, he said he needs to come work out with me one off season. He need that dog. He need that. He needs to be drooling at the mouth, flowing and If Wemby can get that dog in him, there's no
I think Wemby has sort of an edge to him. I don't know if he has the dog of Kevin Garnett because you have to be who you are, and he's got an edge to him.
He got an edge.
I believe you'll see it in the playoffs because teams are going to try to get a little physical with him during the playoffs. This is not the regular season anymore. People aren't out there watching anymore. They want to beat you, and they're going to do whatever it takes to try to take him out of his game. And there was a regular season game a couple of weeks ago where teams were trying to rough him up, and he just kept going right at him, and I loved it. I love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Demand the rock. Demand, hey, give me the ball, pass me the ball, move out the way. You need that dog. You need that fire. When we get that fire, there's no stopping them. No stopping Spurs.
But you made a point earlier. They have so many players averaging double figures. He doesn't necessarily have to do that. Allow your helpers to help. I mean, do your thing. But if they double team you, pass the ball out. You got some capable scorers on that team. You got some capable shooters on that team. You got guys who are capable of breaking their man down off the dribble and get to the basket on their own on that ball club. Do what got you there. But if the game's on the line and you need a clutch basket, the ball's got to go to him and he has to deliver.
All right, gentlemen, we have one more topic, whatever your choice is. I just saw coming across my phone that Kyle Davidson of the Blackhawks, the general manager, got extended. And I'm just like, boy, nobody fails up like some teams in Chicago sports, right? I mean, how does that happen? How about a playoff appearance? Like, I understand that it's a young team and you're still trying to build around Bedard, but an extension? Like, how long is the extension? 5 more years? Just brain dead up there on the west side. Just brain dead. Doesn't matter if it's on ice or on the hardwood. Just brain dead.
Thank God for the Bears, man. My God. Thank God for the Bears.
Danny Wirtz just extended him. Can you believe this?
Like, yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
The ghost of his dad has entered the chat.
It's fine, but if they don't make the playoffs next year in the NHL, they talk about the NBA, too many teams in the playoffs. In NHL, it's like a public toilet. Everybody gets in there. So if you can't make the playoffs in the NHL, that's tough. That's
pretty bad.
I want to see something. Okay, guys, toss up. It's our last one. What would you guys like to discuss in our last topic?
I'm gonna leave it up to you, brother Space.
Man, if y'all want to, I sent something there. I sent you a hypothetical.
I said something.
I said something. Well, I think you said something about which fictional movie or television basketball star that you believe would be the most successful.
Yeah.
We can reach on that one. That's easy. It's the easiest one ever. It's Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Oh yeah.
Story over. We're just done. Next topic. We can go to the next topic. That was too easy. That's the easiest one you'll ever get. And Moses Guthrie in the movie The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. You don't know nothing about that. You're too young. Moses Guthrie was played by a guy by the name of Julius Winfield Irving. Correct. You can call him Dr. J, though. You can call him Dr. J. So he could be
as a black man, you should watch that movie.
Absolutely. The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
You should watch that.
Save Pittsburgh.
Great soundtrack. Okay. Great soundtrack. It's an early 70s movie. And Moses Guthrie was the character's name, played by a young Julius Winfield Irving, also known as Dr. J. Check it out.
I hear you. And like you said, that's an easy one. Jesus Shuttlesworth. He was the GOAT. He was the GOAT when it comes to the movies and all that, on the court and off the court. Jesus had it all. He was getting a VIP treatment
on his recruiting.
You hear me?
You don't get to pick. You don't get to pick LA's pick. You have to have a different pick, sir. So sorry.
I'm gonna tell you. Here's my honorable mention. And this is absolutely crazy to say. But my man Calvin Cambridge. See, I don't know about Calvin Cambridge. That was like Mike. That was little Bow Wow. My man Calvin Cambridge, when he got the Michael Jordan shoes on, he was unstoppable there. He was.
You gonna make me just fold my computer down, man. I can't listen to this.
My man Calvin Cambridge.
Another one is Neon Bedeau from the movie Blue Chips, played by that one Shaquille O'Neal. Another one that you have to put in there. But no, don't give me no little Bow Wow, man. Stop it. Just stop.
Hey, he was bad. That man was. I'm gonna tell you who else though. My man Billy Hope. Billy has some skills, man. He has some. Look,
Jesus saves.
Jesus,
Moses, and Neon Bedeau from.
Oh no,
those are your three.
Will Smith. Will Smith and the Fresh Prince. The coach said, "Hey man, what do we do?" Carlton said, "I shoot the ball." He said, "Very funny. 10 laps." What do you do when you get the ball?
Conversation no more.
Get a ball to Will. And Will did it, man. I'm telling you, Will Smith came. He had all the moves. He was jumping on an 8-foot rim. Will Smith, give it to the Fresh Prince. So that's probably my number 2 right there. He got over Calvin Cambridge, but Will Smith, oh yeah, he had it.
Okay, so for those that are watching on YouTube, there is a number of players here. LA, anything that stands out here? I see Bow Wow there. I can't believe that's even in this pictorial.
No.
But is there anything else that stands out in these pictures here?
Where is
where's Teen Wolf?
Name? Teen Wolf and I see that the gentleman from the movie I can't think of her name. Quincy from the movie
Love and Basketball.
Love and Basketball. Where's
Quincy
his
McCall.
love interest? She should be up there. She
Oh,
played
yeah.
in the WNBA. I
Oh,
take
yeah.
her over Omar Epps' character. Get out of here. Get him out
Oh,
of here.
yeah.
Get Air Bud out of here. Get Bow Wow out of here. No. Big Ed
Air
Dion
Bud.
Doe, played by Shaquille O'Neal in Blue Chips. You got to have Moses Guthrie from the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. And number one is Jesus Shuttlesworth from He Got Game. Now, everyone else is just, they're actors. Stop it.
Marlon Wayans he had some skills over there, and what was that? The Sixth Man. I didn't see that. Picture.
Yeah,
you didn't see that?
I wouldn't even watch that. No.
Oh man, you gotta watch.
Just
that,
like I
man.
didn't see the movie with Bow Wow. I wouldn't watch that either. I'm not wasting my time.
Wait,
no,
hey, you gotta watch that.
No.
That's actually a good one.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Look, the Sixth Man was good. Him and
Okay, I'll take.
I think it was
the fact that he was the sixth man tells me that he wasn't even started. No.
See, you gotta see the movie.
No, I don't.
He was the Sixth Man. You gotta.
Okay,
see
how about
the
this? Okay, LA Space. Why don't we just come to an agreement? Space, you need to watch The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, and then Space, you tell LA what movie he needs to watch, and then you guys can come to a consensus.
Watch the Sixth Man. I'm gonna watch the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. I'm put it on my list right now. I'm gonna watch.
Just because I'm a team player, I'm going to suffer through the Sixth Man. I will do that because I'm a team player.
And no love for David Wayans in the was it Boston? Didn't he have a Boston Celtics that he captured? You're muted, LA. What was it? LA, you muted. He's still muted.
We can't hear you, LA.
Unmute it, man. See that slash on that.
I mute myself because I keep clearing my throat and I didn't want to come across. I listened to the last pod and I heard myself clear my throat a lot. So I'm trying to be proactive.
I was playing Family Feud on that. Don't worry. I had the button. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Yes. Yes. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
So what was it? What were you saying, Space? About what were we talking about?
LA was saying something about the movie that you just mentioned.
Yes, the guy that was Damon Wayans trying to kidnap a Boston Celtic. Boston
Pride. And there's another movie where
Celtic
Alex
Pride.
English played. Yeah, Celtic Pride.
Yeah.
And there's another movie. It was a very little known movie called Amazing Grace and Chuck, starring Alex English as a Boston Celtic. It's another good movie. So another classic movie from back in the day.
Write it down, Space. Write it down. Write it down. Alex English was a pure shooter. He was fantastic. Yes, underrated with the Nuggets, man.
Yes, he was. Led the league in scoring a couple of times, at least once. Scored. He give you 29 without taking a single three. Just buckets upon buckets upon buckets. And then when the game was over, there were a couple more buckets. Just buckets everywhere.
Space, are you okay watching an old NBA game without any threes? Can you handle that?
What? Yeah, I can handle as long as it's entertaining. Let me say that. I don't want to just see just coming down, just shooting this layup and just, I don't want to see. I want to see some entertainment. Watching some of the old Bill Russell. I like to watch Bill Russell, and he had the Big O. Oh man, I'm a fan of that team. Now, those type of games, Dr. J, I'm good with all that. But I don't want to just see people going up there and can't even dunk. Just give me a little fluky layup, and I don't want to see all that.
So you'd rather see a total of 100 threes put up in a single NBA game?
That's not what I said.
That's what happened last night. That's what happened last night between Charlotte and the Heat. There were over 100 3-pointers attempted in that game last night.
That game. I'll tell you this though, it was a lot of threes, but it was an entertainment game.
It was.
I like that game. It was
a lot of missed threes. A lot of missed threes.
Yeah. But it was a good game. Back and forth on both sides. You can't. I'll tell you this: when it comes to that game, LaMelo Ball should be fine. He shouldn't be allowed to play no more. How do you trip Bam Adebayo blatantly? You blatantly trip him and nothing.
He's not getting suspended. You can get suspension out of your head. He may get a fine, but he will not get suspended.
I agree. I don't think they're going to do it right now, especially he just made it to the playoffs. So it's too late to suspend him now.
Speaking of basketball, guys, I'll close with this. We'll close with this. At the barbershop, I noticed this during the All-Star break, right before the All-Star break. Guys sitting around cutting hair, bullshitting, telling stories, telling lies. And somebody said, "Hey, when's the All-Star break?" Now I know it because I'm a sports guy. I know when it was.
Mhm.
And guys looking perplexed around the barbershop like, All-Star break. Oh, yeah, let me look that up. Let me find out. The
Really?
reason why, yes, but there's a reason why. The power of TBS and TNT. Because when now you got to be able to look at Amazon Prime and other places, dudes are not looking at the places today that they did for the last 20, 25 years. Dependable, like an old pair of shoes when the game's on TNT. Somebody referenced in the barbershop just the other day, LA, talk about, man, I missed that TNT and TBS 40 days, 40 nights of basketball. Like back in the day, talking about 40 nights of basketball. It just shows you when you switch it up, people are like, well, now they're lost. Like, well, what game is where? Where can I see this? We all have to adjust, obviously, with streaming, but it just shows you. People have been relying on that TNT and that Inside the NBA for decades. And when you switch it up, they're like, well, where's Charles? Where's Kenny? They weren't even on regularly on ESPN, and that people don't look for them there. It's very interesting how television does that to people.
Hoodie, before we got set up, I have a television to my left. And I was searching for the game. I had to search for the game, and then I had to look on my phone to find out where it was being broadcast. And it's on Amazon tonight. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm glad you brought that up because there was a report that just came out within the last few hours that the NBA ratings are up 86% from last season. That, in my opinion, is the most Trumponian of falsehood that is mendacity personified. It is an outright lie. You're telling me that almost twice as many people watch NBA games this year when people can't even tell you where the All-Star game is, or when the All-Star game is played, what channel it is on. People turn the game on and can't find it. And unless people are placing a little coin on the game, they're not going to look for it because they'll go to searching for the game. Oh, I got to watch this next episode of this Netflix show. And they won't go back to it. I know firsthand because I've done it.
Oh, yeah.
You forget about it. And you're going to tell me that the ratings are up 86%? Bullshit. I don't believe a second of that. Not 1 second.
And Space, let me tell you why that's probably not true. I never believe in numbers. I've been doing this 35 years. I never believe in numbers. Oh, your numbers are up. Talking about ratings, television or radio, I've never believed in that. 35 years doing this. I've never really, someone can say my ratings are up or down. I do not believe it because they're arbitrary numbers. But one thing you never got from TBS or TNT in the playoffs, you never got this that we got last night. Last night, technical difficulties at the end of that game. If you watched like I did, Charlotte in the Heat, with the game on the line, we got this for 2 minutes. Can you believe that? Technical difficulties.
Wow.
It's like
that's awful.
TNT would never. Technical difficulty with like almost damn near Heidi at the end of the game. You're just like, where's the game at?
Hold on, look. Time out, Hoodie. Time out. You have to explain to Mr. Spades what Heidi is. He has no clue what you're talking about.
Okay. All right.
I know. He doesn't know.
So the Jets are playing, okay, in a very key game. And the network had scheduled the movie Heidi for a certain time. The game was on the line in the fourth quarter, and the game switches off to the movie Heidi. And in that technology during that time, you couldn't switch back. It was just, here's the game. The game went overtime, and so they went right to the movie Heidi with the laced up the film, and it's like, that's all right. Here's Heidi.
And the game didn't go on another network. It didn't go on another channel.
Other network. There was no such thing as
that back then. There were 3 networks back then. There was no internet. There was no cable for you to turn. You had to wait until the 10 p.m. news or the 6:30 news that evening to find out the score of that game. And you had to catch the sports broadcast on your local news, or you had to read it the next day in the paper. That's the only way that you find out what happened at the end of that game.
Yeah, Space. There was no shadow station for that Heidi game in the 60s. No.
I'd be pissed. I watched the whole game. And
Now
then
you
you
just
turn
go
it off.
on social media and find out what happened. You just go on social media
Oh
immediately.
yeah. Oh yeah. They got
As a matter of fact, you can go on social media and if you're on your phone with your buddies and yell out what happened before they even see it once the game is streaming. You call out what happened. I bet you make this 3. Oh, well, no, he won't. I bet you $5. And your dumb friend will be paying you $5 because he made that 3. Because you've seen it already online.
Oh yeah.
Another fine episode, gentlemen, of LA versus Space. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah. Good job,
Thank you very
fellas, man.
much.
Good job.
And Space, you're gonna have to hurry up now because we know that the cell phone store closed. You got to return your headphones at 9, so you go right ahead. So that speaker, you're gonna have to return that. Make sure you get your money back. As we are brought to you by the fine folks over at Alexander James Whiskey. That's right, folks. Alexander James Whiskey, the whiskey of choice for Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Make sure you go to Alexander James Whiskey. Our guy Jesse supports us. He is the owner and proprietor of Alexander James Whiskey. So, hey, they are the whiskey for us. We want you to support them, alexanderjameswhiskey.com. Next time we will talk, we will be reviewing the Bears and the NFL draft. That's going to be a fun show. So we'll get a chance to talk about that.
Looking forward to it, man. Got to show up that defense.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about that. That's going to be fun to watch and see what Ryan Poles is going to do and what Ben Johnson is going to do to make sure that it's all offense on the draft for the Bears coming up.
Of course he is.
Yeah, look out, another wide receiver. Look out, another running back. Look out. Okay. It's a real question to find out who's got authority there. Yeah, like who has the final say? Because I know Ben Johnson has a lot of say, but will Ryan Poles bend over backwards? That's what we're going to find out in this upcoming draft. So we will, of course, have plenty of draft coverage for you here at Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. We got plenty on the Chicago Sky, the latest on the Chicago Bulls. What are the Bulls going to do with Billy Donovan and the future of that team and so much more? So for LA and Space, this is Jonathan Hood. Thanks so much for checking out Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment to everything we do here at Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. So long, everybody.